this. It's like I'll be an AI, so I can be a human in short bursts, if that makes sense. So like I'll do AI stuff, like I'll do the repetitive same old, and then I'll like build up enough momentum so I'll have a moment where I can be a human and I can
Wait a second. Wait, somebody. Hold up. Wait.
Wait, does that make
No,
sense?
this makes no sense. Wait. We're gonna have to actually explain this now
Okay.
because before you're about to get off the hook.
Darn it.
But let me explain this again for the
Okay.
viewers. This man said, "I'm gonna be an, I'm gonna choose to be an AI, where I could be a human in short bursts."
Because I feel like there's benefits to being an AI. It's not all negative.
All right. So explain. All right. We're going somewhere here. So I want to hear your perspective on it. So explain
Okay.
that to me.
Well, you said being an AI is about comfortability.
Yes.
Well, I feel like comfortability, but like you know, there's like a framework that's like that can be beneficial. If that makes sense.
I see what you're saying. Like routines and patterns can be
Yeah.
beneficial. But at what benefit does that have to becoming a human in short bursts? If that makes sense.
Well, let's say you work a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
And you don't like the job,
Okay.
but it puts food on the table.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Okay. Well. Okay. But I'm looking at it a little deeper, right?
Okay.
Because I feel like getting a 9 to 5 and putting food on the table, that's human nature. I mean, obviously, I feel like humans and AIs would both do that, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, a human would want more than just putting food on the table. You know, a human would want to, hey, let's go out to eat this time, or let's go out to eat this restaurant, or let's go vacation this weekend, or things like that.
Yeah.
An AI would be like, oh, we're just putting food on the table. Basically, your statement, we're just putting food on the table. Like, hey, we got paid. We're putting food on the table. Obviously there's benefits to that. There's benefits to being an AI. I mean, like I said, I think that is true. There is benefits to being AI and being a human. But
Well, what I always gotta look at like the end goal, because sometimes there are people who I was watching a Steve Harvey clip, and I guess he was like he was talking about his friend who he said all he did was cut grass on the weekends, and like all his friends would make fun of him, like, oh, you're cutting grass, and he was basically just an AI for cutting grass. But then you look like later on in life, you say he has like $1 million like landscaping company and stuff like that. So I always try to think of short term versus long term.
okay.
If someone's a AI in the short term, it couldn't, I mean, he's still technically an AI for the company, but like now he has, if he wants to, he has an opportunity to become, he could just quit and be a human whenever he wants and just go wherever he wants. But some people are almost like brainwashed by what they do to the point where it's actually like a good thing.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, and something we mentioned on the other episode was that we believe that you're either born a human or an AI. We feel like it's a birth choice.
Yeah.
So I feel like for that person, right, to actually go and have that end goal plan, it's almost as if like he's so smart that he's being the system, and it's just like he knows that his end, he has an end goal, kind of like how I mentioned with the diet, like you eat certain foods for that in the long run, you can have a fit body and things like that. An AI wouldn't want to basically do that. They would just eat whatever they want. For this guy, I feel like it's kind of similar. It's just like he knows he's a human, but he looks like an AI. That's what I think. I feel like this guy's a human, but he looks like an AI because of what he's doing. But him himself and in all the cutting grass and things that he's doing, he understands that there's an end goal to it. You know what I'm saying? To be a millionaire. An AI could never be a millionaire. Well, that's hard to tell because like I feel like you can be like a doctor and things like that and just be stuck in a pattern of life, and still be an AI. But if for someone to have an end goal to be a millionaire and want to do things with their money and help people, they're automatically disqualified to be a human.
I see.
And I feel like a lot of thought goes into what that guy was doing earlier.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to drive. You know, I mean, it has to come down to drive for me because, um, you know, I've talked to people and they're just okay where they're at and what they're doing. You know, I'm just like, bro, like, you know, you could do a little bit more, and they're like, nah, man, no, I'm all right here. You know what I mean? And I think that's the AI concept. A human will say like, hey, you know, it looks like I'm struggling now, but in the future, you know, I'm gonna do something. You know, that's a human. You see what I'm saying? So that's where the big concept comes into play on both ends of the spectrum, because you got to really understand people and what they want to achieve out of their life.
Yeah. I do think it's relative though, because it's like someone who like think of like Kobe and think of like someone who like what if Kobe's passion wasn't basketball? Let's say his passion was he wanted to be like I don't know, like a children's like clown where he goes to parties and entertains kids. It's like he still has the same Kobe mindset, and he could be the best clown in the world. But because he's a clown and he's not Kobe and he's not famous, people just say like, oh, he's just stuck in that sort of AI doing his 9-to-5 clown gigs, so he's not making any money. But because Kobe's passion was basketball and he was good at it, it's like
he's monetized almost.
Yeah, it's like the sport, like what his thing was already sort of like this hot commodity that made it like I don't know if this makes sense, but I was watching the Michael Jordan documentary, and then like some people would go to practice like Jordan, and then Dennis Rodman would like go partying at Las Vegas and stuff. So is Dennis Rodman the human, or because he's avoiding responsibility? Wait. Oh,
I see what you're saying. Like, is Dennis Rodman the human because he can actually take a break from sports, and you know,
but those breaks are jeopardizing. No, and at the end it didn't, but like it could have, like, because people are focused on like the mission, like Jordan and Pippen, and then Rodman's just like, I'm gonna go to WCW and wrestle, which that's just him. So like that's his personality. He does stuff like that. So is he actively being a human, or is that just who he is? It's like
that's a good point.
Yeah,
you know, that's a really good point. And when thinking like that. I believe Michael Jordan was AI, and for this reason, I think you know, we don't get much out of him, you know, personality wise on TV and everything like that. It's just like, hey, like basketball, shoe deal, and I'm Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Like other people, like, you know, LeBron, like, you know, there's more out of him. There's more personality. You know, he does things a bit differently. You know, people are big right now in the NBA and sports with like this sport Mamba mentality. You know, that's almost like the AI mentality, because it's just like you don't like you can work on your game and still, you know, like I think about LeBron has friendships in the NBA, Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, people like that. Like that's human. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan, he didn't really have that. He didn't really have those connections.
Yeah,
so that's
like after he just retires and like just stays at home. And
just stays at home, smokes cigars, and just like, you know, obviously he's, you know, with the Hornets, but you know, it's just like, I feel like, you know, his life wasn't exceeded to the most of what it could have been, you know, and I feel like that's just due to his AI mentality of like, obviously he was the best and he was the greatest and he did what he needed to do. But he missed out on a lot, you know what I'm saying? And then people praise him for always the greatest of all time, but it's just like, it came at a cost to him, you know, personally. You know, obviously I don't know Michael Jordan, but just looking at, you know, both careers and what people did, Michael Jordan was definitely an AI, and then LeBron, you know, look, he has friendships, you know, and everything like that, and you can tell he was a human. You know, it was more than just basketball. You know, that's what I'm saying. There's more to life than just work. You know, there's more than just basketball. There's more than just your kids or your spouses. There's more than just Netflix. There's more than just me and doing this podcast. You know what I mean? I do this on my free time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That shows I'm a human. You know, but someone that's just that's kind of why I have the concept. Like, if you're just stuck in your ways, like that's an AI. Like, you can go to school to be a doctor. That is great. But if your identity is doctor, you're an AI, because you can't have more to life than just being a doctor.
But what if that's the only thing that makes that person like feel alive? Like, I feel like when I watched the Jordan documentary, it was like literally just winning literally is the only thing that made him feel like a human.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other stuff, I mean golf too, but that's still part of sports. I feel like Because I heard Kobe was the same way. He didn't really have a lot of like interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
But I think that's literally